Secure relationships often feel calm rather than dramatic. One ordinary version is there is warmth without constant fear of losing the person. The mechanism is that the nervous system does not have to chase proof every day. The practical effect is security can feel unfamiliar to people used to emotional highs and lows. Consistency is a major sign. Consider messages, plans, affection, and repair do not swing wildly without explanation. The hidden part is that predictability teaches the body that connection is reliable. The outcome is often that trust grows from repeated ordinary moments. Secure love allows individuality. The pattern shows up when partners can have separate friends, work, hobbies, and quiet time without panic. The moving force is that closeness does not require control. The risk is that space feels less threatening when the bond is stable. Conflict is not automatically catastrophic. In a daily situation, two people can disagree without assuming the relationship is over. The link is that the argument stays connected to the issue. Once that link matters, repair is expected instead of treated as impossible. Needs can be spoken directly. The clearest example is someone can ask for reassurance, help, or affection without shame. The explanation starts with secure relationships make needs discussable. The consequence is needing something does not become proof of weakness. Boundaries feel clearer. For example, a partner can say no without trying to punish or disappear. The reason is that limits protect the relationship rather than attack it. That can mean respect for boundaries increases safety. Affection is not used as a weapon. In real life, warmth does not vanish to control behavior. The pressure comes from this. Temporary upset may happen, but love is not constantly threatened. The result can be security grows when care is not withdrawn casually. Secure relationships include emotional repair. Think of after a hurtful moment, someone takes responsibility and tries to understand impact. The process works because apologies are connected to changed behavior. Over time, repair turns conflict into learning rather than accumulating resentment. The body often feels different. A simple case is this: less checking, less stomach-dropping fear, and less urge to monitor every small change may appear. The important driver is that security lowers the alarm system. That is why peace can feel strange before it feels safe. Secure love is not boring. You might see it when it may feel steady because it is not built on uncertainty. What matters underneath is that drama can mimic passion when someone is used to instability. If it is ignored, real intimacy often becomes deeper when the nervous system relaxes. Trust includes reliability under stress. One ordinary version is a partner does not have to be perfect, but they remain reachable during hard periods. The mechanism is that stress reveals the strength of the bond. The practical effect is people feel secure when difficulty does not erase care. Communication feels less like a test. Consider questions can be asked without setting traps. The hidden part is that answers are not mined for hidden rejection. The outcome is often that clarity replaces guessing as the main tool. There is room for imperfection. The pattern shows up when mistakes are addressed without turning into character attacks. The moving force is that both people can be human and still valued. The risk is that security does not require flawless performance. Future planning feels collaborative. In a daily situation, money, family, housing, travel, and commitment can be discussed without one person shutting down. The link is that planning becomes a shared process. Once that link matters, the future does not have to be forced or avoided. Friends and family may notice steadiness. The clearest example is the relationship does not constantly pull one person into crisis. The explanation starts with outside life can continue. The consequence is secure bonds usually support functioning instead of consuming it. Attraction can become more grounded. For example, desire is supported by respect, trust, and emotional safety. The reason is that chemistry does not need fear to stay alive. That can mean the relationship can be exciting without being unstable. Secure partners respond to bids for connection. In real life, a small joke, sigh, or request for attention is often noticed. The pressure comes from this. These tiny responses build closeness. The result can be security is made from many small yeses over time. The relationship feels like a base, not a battlefield. Think of both people can return to it for comfort and honesty. The process works because the bond supports growth instead of constant self-protection. Over time, energy goes into living, not proving love. Someone used to chaos may distrust security at first. A simple case is this. Calm can feel like lack of chemistry if the body expects anxiety. The important driver is that learning secure love may require patience. That is why peace must be experienced repeatedly before it feels normal. Secure relationships becomes clearer when it is tested in ordinary life. Take space without panic. The point is visible in space without panic. The choice changes because secure relationships changes the pressure around the decision. What matters is the real consequence for the people involved, not just the clean definition of secure relationships. When the example is concrete, secure relationships stops sounding abstract and starts looking like something people deal with in real conversations, bills, deadlines, and relationships. Another useful angle is conflict followed by repair. Conflict followed by repair shows how one background condition can change the outcome before anyone calls it a big event. For secure relationships, the hidden force is reliability without constant emotional emergency. Once that steadiness is recognized, calm stops looking like boredom and starts looking like safety. Security feels real when calm communication, reliable repair, personal space, and affection all exist without constant fear of abandonment. A shallow reading mistakes drama for passion and misses the peace that allows intimacy to grow. In the case of honesty without threat, the final result may look simple from the outside, but the pressure was already building before anyone noticed it. Better judgment starts by noticing whether closeness and independence can exist together. A practical example is independence alongside closeness. The practical point is not to memorize a slogan about secure relationships. The practical point is to value a bond that supports life instead of constantly consuming it. That contrast explains why calm love can feel strange after unstable relationships. Most confusion around secure relationships comes from missing that hidden exchange and focusing only on the surface event. Secure relationships often feel calmer than dramatic ones because safety replaces guessing. The steadiness is the point, not a lack of passion. A final example, steady care without constant drama, shows why this matters before the outcome becomes expensive, stressful, or emotionally charged. The strongest takeaway is to recognize steadiness as safety, not emptiness. The practical point is to value a bond that supports life instead of constantly consuming it. Once those parts are visible, secure relationships becomes less mysterious and much easier to handle in daily life. In secure love, peace may feel unfamiliar at first because the nervous system is used to chasing proof. Over time, steadiness becomes less boring and more like the space where trust can finally grow.